We're back. We're back.
Yay!
I have internet again. Okay. I forget exactly where my internet crapped out. Sorry. Um, I think it was close. It was after close, but let's pick up from close.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. Yeah, I think, Emer's gonna just sit down with his folks, you know, go over his, spell book and is just gonna just talk to them, just ask about, like, learn about them, learn about his sister, himself, any, family stories, and just try and not so much worry about everything else, but just let himself sit in this moment and just be present with his parents.
Heck yeah.
Um. hmm. I'm as you're hearing these stories, I'm not sure if this would be a history check, a straight intelligence check, or an intelligence saving throw.
So those are all +4, but one of those gives me advantage. The intelligence save to just not, like,
That-
tear up from all the childhood memories.
they're all the same effect to see how much like hearing these stories kind of brings back the memories.
Okay.
I wasn't
Oh.
sure which would be the best choice.
Mm-hmm. I think now that he's, like, sitting here in like in his room with his old spell book, I kind of want to say history check.
All right.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I'll
Thank
leave
you,
it up.
or die.
I'll leave it up to the player. How much do you think Ember starts to remember his old life?
I think it's a mix of, like, with some of the stories, there are details that are, like, pinging something just in the recesses of his brain where it's like, okay, even if he doesn't fully remember it, it's kind of like, oh yeah, something
There's
like that happened, but
there's
there's a lot of other stuff that's... Yes?
there's a familiarity like when you're told of a memory that you've forgotten and you've been reminded of, but you can't quite picture it. Is that...
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, and I think, like, there might be some details here and there that are, like, hitting, like, a little bit more strongly, but I don't think he has any clear, like, he's not... There's no, like, flood of memories, like, coming back necessarily. But between the headband and the two magic items that are making him better at history checks, like, there's definitely, like, something there, but there's almost, like, an uncanny valleyness to it where it's like, oh yeah, I kind of get this, but I can't, like, picture the shape around it. So,
got it.
but I think he is still grateful just to be hearing this at all.
How long do you stay with your parents in the room listening to these stories?
I think probably like an hour or two, and then it kind of sits in that it's like he did leave his friends and his new partner downstairs, and they should probably go talk to them.
Yeah. What's everyone else been doing?
I would say that with the conversation Jared and Mina had, he's been given a lot to just think about of their differences, yes, but also more similar than he would have thought. So he's just kind of sitting in a quiet corner where he has a quiet moment to think and just go through thoughts and actions and see what seems right from here.
Sorry, I decided to take a bite of a fortune cookie.
Oh, I was like, did the internet
The
die
fortune!
again?
You have to tell
Oh,
us the
no.
fortune now.
Yeah. What are Mina and Eni doing?
Mina is similar to Jared, thinking and meditating. Just trying to organize the storm that is going on in her mind.
And Eni?
As for Eni, I guess we're all doing some thinking, because, yeah, Eni would be outside the house, kind of in a shady spot, just looking up towards the sky, hands behind her head, and just kind of finally now just having some time to kind of process everything that she's learned about these shadowy beings that exit from from her prison, essentially, as well as the most likely anyone else trapped within the hat is probably in the same position as our last combatant. So there's at least 2 more folks out there with these possessed items, and it definitely is making her think, is it such a good idea for her to still want to try to be released, or is that going to be causing issues? If her just existing is causing these kind of problems.
Has she told anyone about, so far, over travel time, about the memory that she and the survivors saw?
She has not.
All right. Sorry, just finishing up the cookie.
Yeah, she mostly has just given little bits and pieces here
The
and there, but
fortune,
not,
I have to
not
know.
but not the full memory.
Okay.
Since I do remember that she did mention 1 or 2 aspects.
I think after some time, Autumn lets Ginger out, who is a dog who needs to do things. Oh,
Needs to have zoomies.
needs to have zoomies and also take care of some other things. And
Oh, right.
And oh, hello, Edie.
Oh, hey.
Everything okay?
Eni just kind of shrugs. Just enjoying the day. That's about it. It probably is not going to be, since we're going to be on the move, not going to get a lot of time to rest for a bit.
Always good to take that time. Although it doesn't seem like anyone's doing much of any enjoying after that news.
It's kind of, well, the situation certainly sucks. Knowing one of our, enemy, give me just a second. It certainly sucks knowing that our enemy's nearby. And don't want to drag all you folks into our mess.
Well, luckily I'm far away from it. Hopefully.
Eni nods.
You'll make a...
Oh.
Hmm.
How are things and the boyfriend?
Oh.
Eni kind of moves onto her stomach, her feet up.
Well, it's sort of new, so I'm not sure what you're really hoping to get.
Fair enough. If you do have any juicy gossip, though, I'm all ears.
Not really.
Okay. Fair enough. Thought I should just ask. Spice things up a bit.
Seems like everyone needs a bit less spice.
Maybe. As she'll kind of roll onto her back and then kind of shift her weight up. But at the same time, the days kind of blend together. It can get a little boring.
Did you guys ever figure out what's up with that thing that attacked me? I mean, I'm guessing it possessed Annika, but...
The reason? Not quite sure. We have our theories, but that's about it. We tried to ask Annika, but unfortunately she doesn't remember much.
Well, tell me if you figure anything out about it, okay?
I'll send it your way. Eni will give a thumbs up and then kind of begin walking off. I'll be back by nightfall.
Alright.
She'll kind of just do a walk about the area.
Jared and Mina.
Yes.
I think Aisling is... She has some papers out, pen in hand, deep in thought. Mina, long shot, you wouldn't happen to know how the Tyrant organizes his military, would you? How he does any special forces, how any actions are performed.
He usually sends his lieutenants first.
Well, that just happened, apparently. I'm trying to draft a plan.
That causes Mina to sit up and pay more attention. Usually when he sends them, it means that he is imminently coming. He usually sends them to whoever is in charge of wherever he is taking over and basically gives them the surrender now, or you will lose and you will be under his thumb anyway type talk.
So that would be the time to get out of here if it comes to that. Scribbles down some notes.
When we were at the Nurturing Wellsprings city, even after defeating her, the tyrant was allowing anybody who wished to leave the ability to leave, but some lieutenants, well, not lieutenants, but some people in the army were preventing people from leaving and trying to charge everyone.
Well, that makes sense.
I don't think those ones will make that mistake again after we beat them like a drum, and then the actual lieutenants came, saw what happened, and basically said if they saw it happen again, they would kill them.
Sounds like a tight shift.
Everything needs to be perfectly under control for the tyrant. His control.
I'll look into any details. Have you had any other dealings with agents of his?
I wouldn't necessarily say dealings, but I did grow up under his rule.
Yeah, she's gonna ask you a bunch of questions. It'll basically come up. She's drafting a kind of escape route for her and her parents, should anything happen.
The best thing you can do is, if there's a hint that he's going to do something and you don't want to fight, is just get out as fast as you can and as far away as you can.
Of course. Can't say I'll be upset that the big bastard's going, but it's not gonna be easy for any of you.
No, it won't. If it was easy, somebody else would have done it by now.
I'll see if we have any records and... Damn. Yeah, does anyone else want to have any scenes?
Nothing comes to mind for me.
Yeah.
Just
I
Jared being thinking.
Yeah. I have a couple little ones. One is Ember with his parents, and then another one is with him and Ainsley.
Alright, which do you want to tackle first?
We can do parents.
Alright.
Yes. Because I think he's gonna say, hey, if it's not too much to ask, I was thinking maybe since I'm gonna go again, maybe you two can give me a couple. And Isley is gonna ask his dad if he can carve just something on the handle of his great axe. just some sort of just designer marking, just, you know, as a reminder of who he's doing it for, and he's gonna ask his mom if, like, because Ember did, like, pick up embroidery, but he doesn't know if it's something his mom taught him, but I think he will ask for either, like, maybe something she could put on his cloak, or if she has, like, I don't know, a scarf or something like that.
Yeah, your dad takes your axe. Your mom goes into her little workroom and brain, please. It just error 404. Your mom goes into her workroom and comes out with a cloak that is very gorgeously embroidered on one side, but then she shows you that it's reversible and the other side is plain. Would this work?
But yeah. It's beautiful. And
Just
he's
like
gonna
my
give her
son.
a hug.
Yeah, I think you give her a hug and she doesn't hug back at first because she puts it on you. And then takes a step back, looks at you, pulls you in for a hug.
Yeah, and I think, as a thank you or something to give them, Ember is gonna do his best to just sketch, like, a family portrait of his parents, Ainsling, and himself
They love it.
just that evening, so.
They love it. Yeah, and then what's the scene with Ainsling?
I think, he, for one, he is gonna show her the sketch, but
Pretty good.
also, he is, you know, say, I know you've been looking into my disappearance. I just
Is it my internet freaking out again?
No, I think it might be Miranda's.
Also, maybe quiet and being noise gated.
Yeah. Discord's having problems today.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, I was talking quietly. I was trying not to. But yeah, basically he's gonna ask Ainsling just like if there's anything else that's possible to get about his disappearance, and he's also going to ask where the spot he disappeared was, because he doesn't remember exactly where that was.
Yeah. I think, well, yeah, it's a cubic gate. You brought them good about half the pieces from what I heard. They didn't find any bodies near it, nothing to go off of. And yeah, she takes you to the spot. Instead of a any of the other kind of memory checks I've been having you do, could you roll a wisdom saving throw?
That was a 7. Actually, no, that's a 6 total, because I don't have the luck stone anymore.
The memories come back to you very strongly.
Seeing it, and he's getting close, but then it's like his body just kind of gives out, and he has to sit down.
I think Ainsling helps you over to a wall to sit down by. You okay?
Yeah, I don't know, I tried to tell myself that I'm never gonna know anything, that like, hey, that's probably not anything to know, and that's fine, but it's not fine. And just takes some deep breaths, and he's gonna do some like calming breathing techniques that he's learned to just try and get himself. And what I'm gonna have him do is I'm gonna have him get within 60 feet of the spot, and then I'm gonna burn a magic awareness just to see if there's anything I can get. I know probably not, but I
I'm
think
gonna
he
roll
just-
a luck check. But this isn't a d20. This is a d100.
What's the number we want?
Am I going high or low?
I feel like every time I've done this, I've picked wrong.
That's why it's a luck
Someone else
check.
picked.
Your call.
Okay. My last roll was a low one because I got a 4, so let's do the opposite. Let's go high.
32.
Damn it!
It's been...
I told you I always pick wrong!
Well, to be fair, 32 was gonna be outside it either direction. It's been 100 years. There are no traces of magic at this site. I'm gonna roll another luck check. This is just a d20. Do people want this to be high or low?
I'm gonna call high again.
Alright. 17.
Hell yes.
What is Ember's passive perception?
Passive perception is 15, but he does have advantage on perception checks. So, if that does anything.
Normally you get a +5 when you have advantage for a passive check.
I did not know that. Yeah,
Oh.
you definitely notice the hooded figure kind of shuffling away from the space. And
I go after them.
Ainsling does as well. One moment, pulling up a possible stat block.
this will be a chill session, I said. Ember's not gonna get himself into any more trouble, I said.
Okay. Yeah, you follow this figure. Could I get an athletics check to see how much you're able to keep pace with them?
Right? Okay. Clicked on it, it's... Okay, there it goes. Oh, hell yeah, 23!
23. You are able to catch right up to them. What do? You have one action before they get to act. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and grapple them.
All right.
So that's another athletics.
Yep.
Whammies, no whammies. Huh. Okay, dirty 20.
13. You I'm assuming this isn't like grappling. Oh, like it's probably grappling, like, you know,
Yeah.
grabbing the arm or the shoulder or something.
I grab the cloak and just kind of just move them in between the wall and me.
You do that. The hood falls from their face, and you see a high elf individual, a high elf man, looking at you with venom in his eyes. He's about as old as a decent amount older, not too much, than you would be. You see clearly embedded in his face, one at like the top of his forehead, another by an eye, one on his jawline, shards of the cubic gate. You. And then he uses Dimension Door to teleport away. If you checked on the cubic gate, I was going to drop that there are not all the shards there. You circumvented that. I think Ainsling was able to keep pace with you. Well, that was interesting. Any idea?
I think he doesn't say anything. He's breathing, and just hand goes to his shoulder that was shocking grasped all those years ago.
Are you okay? Your sister walks over to you and puts her hand on yours. Are you gonna be okay?
No.
Do you want to go back or stay here for a bit?
I think he's gonna say, you go back. And he's gonna take out a sketchbook and he's gonna start drawing that person.
Alright. What would this be? You didn't get too much of a look at his face, so I will say an intelligence check just to see how much you could remember.
Okay. Also, screw it, I'm burning a bolstering magic charge to give myself an extra D3.
All right.
Fair, understandable.
Okay. Alright. Oh, I'm rolling my physical dice. Huh. Okay. So I got 2 on the D3, 8 on the D20, and I have a +4, so that's 14.
14. It's not the most accurate. It wouldn't be enough to, like, for a one poster to find him. But it's accurate enough.
We'll place the shards in his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those have got to be pretty identifiable.
Yep.
Got it. It's like when I'm doing any sort of like sins or character maker and I'm trying to make myself and I'm just like, wait, what does my face look like again?
Yeah.
And I've just never seen an actual human ever.
Yeah, it's like you know you tried to make his face in The Sims. It's like it resembles him, but it's not exactly. But it's good enough.
But yeah, but I think he's just gonna sit there and do that, and I think I don't think he's gonna move. I think he's just so caught off guard by that because he was just at the very least trying to get a bit of closure, and now it's like when you have an injury that's scabbed over and then it comes off and
Yeah. How long does he stay there?
depends how long until Autumn gets worried about him
I think
and does ascending.
you know, like 30 minutes, Autumn does ascending. Inkling told us what he saw. Do you want me there with you?
I think I'll need some help walking back.
Okay, I'll come get you. And she comes, takes your hand, and walks you home.
I don't say anything, but I squeeze her hand.
Sorry the stay ended up being different than you expected.
Not all bad. When we get back to your place, I'll take you on a real date.
I'd like that. Alright.
I think he'll get back and he'll just sit down by the fire and we'll just stare at it
Yeah.
until someone gets his attention.
Your parents definitely check up on you like the second you walk in the door. Not like babying Ember, just like, oh my god, like, what Insling would have
Yeah.
said, oh, that was, oh, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, and he's just very quiet and is just processing a lot of he's just processing what just happened. I think he's in a bit of verbal shutdown, so
Yeah. I think your parents go ahead and continue making food. Yeah. What they...
again, he's gonna get all the ginger cuddles.
Yeah. Just accepts the hugs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. The dinner they make for everyone is, I should have pulled up something beforehand. It's one of Ember's favorite dishes from childhood. And I think it definitely brings back a lot of memories. Tastes change over time, so I'm not sure how he feels about it now, but it definitely brings back memories.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's definitely like a nostalgic meal if nothing else, but yeah, I think it's much appreciated comfort food.
Yeah. I think your parents will tell everyone some stories from when you were younger. Just like some stories they remember that they enjoyed, that they loved about you, and I think one of the ones is you getting accepted into the university.
Yeah, and I think especially because him getting accepted into the university, like, it took a few tries. Like, it did not happen immediately.
But you kept persisting and trying your best to prove yourself, and eventually you did it. And they were so proud of you because all of the hard work paid off.
Admirable effort.
I think Ainsling leans over to Eni. Does everything you say come out like that?
She nods all the time.
Like
Okay.
what?
With a mouthful of food.
Jared is just genuinely confused. Like what?
I'm sorry I don't have more to show for that. And
Mm.
neurospicy person can't tell when there's a pause in the conversation. So Ember's also gonna say, sorry I don't have more to show for it than this, with the hand on a spell book.
It's still something to show, right? Something to show that you accomplished your goal.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, and this is Ainsling talking. I mean, I accomplished my goal. What do I have to do now? It's not like I'm gonna keep finding it for the rest of my life.
think there's one
And-
person we need to find.
I'll look into him.
Hmm. Jared takes a mental note of that, but does not verbally ask for further information, considering it seems a delicate topic.
Yeah. Well, when Insling came back, I think she definitely was talking more to her parents and Autumn, but like the rest of the party could have overheard.
Hmm. Then yeah, he. Then, out of respect for this, doesn't seem like the right time to inquire further. Just make a mental note and be ready for if there is ever new information to follow and pursue.
All right. I think Ainsling's also gonna
Mhm.
look at Amber, thinking of picking up the spell book again. You know what I mean.
I have missed it.
You were
Maybe-
quite
maybe just
a
look through the difference.
you were quite a well, wizard. You were good. It took a few
Even if
tries.
certain advisors didn't agree with that.
He was out of line. You deserved that spot. Because you worked for it, and you proved it.
Jared nods along as he continues to eat the meal.
And because if failing means you're gonna get kicked out, then it's not a good. Either it's not a good school or he's not a good professor. Because how can we grow if we don't fail?
Exactly.
Thanks. Are there any, I don't know, card games we used to do or anything?
I think your dad.
I would like to do a little something that's not just
Yeah.
sulking.
Your dad like kind of like motions like one moment, goes out, comes back with an exquisitely carved dragon chess set.
Ember will look to everyone else and just say, "Anyone want to play? Do something to cheer us all up?"
Sure, why not?
As Emi will scoot on over, finishing up her
Mhm.
food.
Might as well.
I feel like this should be like a dragon chess montage.
Yeah.
Well, actually, there's 8 people, so you could do it like tournament style.
Yeah. I mean, we can just do competing intelligence checks, or we could just montage it and like RP some events that happen.
I'm good either way.
I think intelligence checks would be fun.
Yeah.
Good with me.
Alright.
Yeah, and we can just be, it's like, so...
Well, let's, for sake of time,
Numbers.
everyone roll an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Nat 20, baby.
So
Oh, hell yeah.
But are you cheating? I'm kidding.
Oh, not one.
That was wisdom.
Wait, that was wisdom. Thank you for
You can
realizing
roll
that.
again. Roll again.
Very fortunate.
12.
Oh, what?
Much better than that one.
I need to pull up Autumn's character sheet. Forget what.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
I think Edie says that, and then we get into the game, and immediately she sharks you all.
Mina never really had the chance to play games.
Well, that was fun. Edie says, getting her like fourth checkmate.
Mm.
You'll get
Everyone's
him next
particularly good, but oh well.
Okay. Just for fun, I'll roll for Autumn. She has +1, so. 18.
18.
So better than Ember, but worse than Eni.
Yeah.
I think like Autumn and Eni are like the final two.
Yeah. And I think that would be a good place to call the night. Long rest.
Joe Features back.
Yeah. Bit of montaging it in the morning. You know, you return to the tree and Autumn sendings to her mom. You get the teleport. And then you have a day at the Lark's Nest while Maisie has to recharge her energies.
Mm-hmm.
I guess how's Annika doing? Like, have they figured out?
Nicholas hasn't arrived yet, but
Okay.
I would say that like she's doing better, but there's still something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Maisie's completely stumped. Because she is. Well, actually, no. Yeah. No, never mind. That is, you know, in retrospect, that was a dumb line to draw. I think Maisie would have, you know, part of the problem is it's not all of her soul. There's a piece of it still wherever she was, I guess. That's the main problem we have right now.
Okay.
She can
I think he'll pass that on to the rest of the group.
she's still able to lead her life, but it's... I have no idea what could help her. I think Autumn speaks up. Dad's not the same Nicholas she knows, but we're hoping that there's some connection there. We'll be coming as quick as he can.
Right. So, there's something we should let you know about Maisie, and he's gonna tell her about the person he encountered.
Well, at least he'll have answers.
Yeah. Answers.
When you find him, and this is Autumn talking, when you find him, don't kill him, so I can get some punches in there. I can get some hits in there.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, and about that, day they promised you, where would you like to go?
Oh, yeah.
And then-
And I think you two have a nice picnic in the woods.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and I think we can just leave the scene there and then move on to someone else.
Yeah. Does anyone else want a
Um,
scene?
I think, Jared has an idea. He has two ideas, actually.
A really mean joke popped into my head. That's two more than usual.
Fun.
Well, it's one more than usual, because his usual idea is violence.
Yeah,
I
usually the idea
mean-
is murder, and now he has a new one.
I mean, how telling is it that one of the ideas he had was violence? The violence idea can come later. The first thing he'll do is, he'd actually like to speak with, Eni for a moment. Do you have time?
Sure. What's up?
I had an idea and wanted to run it by you now and give you time to think on it before it becomes relevant.
Alright.
Considering your true self, I'll say, and we don't know exactly who or what you are, but I would like to ask you this. If we are able to manage freeing you and you are able to regain your original power, how would you like to take the Umbral Prominence's place as a patron?
My, that is quite the offer. I'll certainly need time to think on it.
That's why I thought to inform you of this now, so that you have such time.
Fair enough. Though, if any of the folks that... Never mind, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Never mind what.
Well, whoever did seal me in here, if they're still around, they probably won't be too happy if they find out I'm out and about again. So just heads up on that.
And they'll have to contend with the two of us.
Fair enough.
Eni, could I get a history check?
You got it. 9.
9? Okay. Yeah, nothing about the vision you saw really brings to mind any lore.
Understandable, that was so long ago. For now, like I said, I'll think on it. And if by some miracle I can get out of here, maybe I'll pursue that. Provide you a bit of a helping hand.
'Tis only fair, wouldn't you say?
She nods. Plus, I'm certain I can provide a bit more than whatever your loser god can.
At the very least, it'll definitely be a more friendly relationship, I hope.
Certainly. You deserve more.
He actually seems slightly taken aback by the specific phrasing of "you deserve more." He just blink. Thank you.
She nods. Alright. Now, help me. I keep losing things in this pack. She kind of holds it up. Can you help me figure out where this hole is?
Well, the easiest way is to simply, if you want to keep things in, then I'd say empty it and then just stretch the fabric out. Not too much to make a bigger hole if there is one. Just see if there's any gaps and light shines through.
She'll doing such. She'll just right there in the spot, just turn it over and just well, first of all, before doing so, before turning it over, she'll catch herself. Hold on, and take out take out any potions. All right, now, and then just dumps it all out. And then she'll just go over and start patching any holes. Remembering losing some stuff when they're on the travels.
All right.
And, as for the second idea, while Eni is mending, the bag, he would ask, "Do you know where Mina might be? If not, I'll go search."
Where did I see her last? Where would Mina be?
That's a really good question.
That's a good question, Mega Man.
I'll roll a history to see if she remembers. 11. She scratches her head. Think she was inside?
I'll look there first, and if not, I'll start wandering. Thank you for the effort, though.
Yeah, of course. She couldn't have gone too far. There's not a lot out here.
He nods. And, gives a quick little, pat on one shoulder before getting up and heading out to try to find Mina.
Where does he find Mina?
That's a great question. Probably by the shrine to the destroyer.
All right.
This seems a fitting place to find you.
Figured it was the best place to be for the moment.
Do you have a spare moment, maybe somewhere less brain? Do you have a spare moment to spar, preferably somewhere less with the potential of someone interfering?
Sure.
Actually, perhaps it might be better in front of the altar. Then he shakes his head.
The altar's
No,
in a
no.
small room inside.
Yeah, no, then never mind. Yeah, no, he wouldn't say that suggestion then. I was thinking more of a outdoors thing. Then yeah, once they're outside at a nice, secluded area, Jared will summon his packed weapon and say very calmly to Mina, "Come at me as though you intend to kill me. To be rebuilt, one must be utterly broken, even down to the very foundations."
Meanwhile, me taking actual martial arts lessons. No, you don't do that in training.
Yeah, no. It very much is not, but this is Jared doing a thing in his
Yeah,
head.
yeah, I know. It's just like my instincts. Like,
Ember's never had, or Jared's never had good training.
yeah.
Let me do something first. Mina will step over, tap him on the shoulder, and cast Death Ward.
Fair. Alrighty.
And then she will wade in full force.
All right. How does the match go?
I personally think it would go relatively close. If Jared's able to close the distance at all, which Mina probably would like to as well. I feel like
Mina
he
is
would...
all about closing the
Yeah.
distance.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it would be... With all Mina is able to do, with stuff like Spirit Guardians and other spells like Shatter, or if she even wanted to call Lightning, and Channel Divinity, and with Jared and just being essentially a very big damage number with smites and potential crits and all that. I feel like it would be a very close match with would you care to do a straight D20 roll off, and whoever gets higher is who? Like, both of them would stop before,
Well, with Death
before
Ward
knocking
on
the other-
Jared, Mina wouldn't have to stop before killing him.
Yeah, true. So yeah, straight D20 and see whoever goes down, and Jared can heal with lay on wounds, lay on hands if necessary.
Sure.
All right. Straight D20.
12.
10. It almost was a 17. Holy
I
frick,
almost
look-
had a natural 20 or a 2.
So yeah, look at, just posted a screenshot of the D20 in the Discord. Holy frick, that was close. So yeah, it's a very close match with 10 and 12, but Mina would come out ahead in the fight and knock him unconscious. Or at least bring him down to 0 and then to
Yeah.
1 because Death Ward. My mistake. And as that final hit lands, he staggers back, dispels his sword, and is just going to not literally collapse, but just sit down on the ground hard and use lay on hands to recover his health. Would you like any healing?
Would be appreciated.
Alright. He will use 7 for himself to bring him down, not down, bring him to 8 total, and you would get the other 8 to bring you up to whatever you want.
Good fight.
Excellent combat. Thank you for indulging me.
No problem. We both needed to cut loose.
He seems, as he takes heavy breaths, trying to come back down from the adrenaline high. He seems to be thinking more, and as he does, and say, I don't know if this would be the right path for me to take, but it's certainly better than the last one that I was on. What guidance would you offer as a cleric of the Destroyer?
That you're on your way to change. You want to change. You want to be different. Keep walking the path.
Until naught but ashes are left, and the foundation is clear to build upon once again. And his holy symbol, the amulet of the vow that he wears, it was the symbol of his patron. But because it's a magic item, I like to think that it reflects the user's faith. So it shifts to that of the Destroyer, at the very least, for now. If he finds a new path, who knows if it'll change again, but this is now the road he walks.
All right. Are there any other scenes that anyone wants?
That's all for me.
All good here?
All right.
All good on my end as well.
I think, after the picnic, Ember is gonna go and just check in on Mina and just say, "How are you doing?"
Ember will see Mina a little bit worse for wear, but doing
Oh no,
fine.
do we have to fight something again? Did the shadow things come back?
No. Just had a very lively spar with Jared. We met each other with the same amount of fight. We both knew what we were getting into.
Got it. Okay. Did it help?
I believe it did.
Sorry that my visit wasn't...
Don't blame me.
Sorry that my visit wasn't exactly enjoyable for you, the two of you, and don't get the impression Eni got much out of it herself.
Eni shrugs. I got information. That's all.
Things happen.
This was on your mind.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I got some closure, and then whatever the opposite of closure is.
Another question? Another problem?
As is the nature of things. You solve one issue, learn something, something new happens afterwards.
And we'll take care of it. Thing we could do right now.
Yeah. Just... I guess I
Edie
was
would-
just hoping to find
Edie
out
would
that...
Edie would go up and just using kind of a shadow hand, just flick Ember in the forehead. Stop that.
Ow! What's that
Quit be-
for?
Quit being down on yourself. Did
I'm
some bad things
I'm
happen?
not being down on myself, it's just that someone that I was hoping that, like, got vaporized in an explosion didn't, and now that's a whole nother problem, and now that's added to the list of, like, people who are possibly a danger to my loved ones, and... Ah!
And what's worrying about gonna do? Gonna help?
Well, you have any alternatives?
Do
Now?
something about it?
Yeah. Why don't we go find him?
Cool, we'll find him. Like, where do you want to start? He dimensioned our doubt, and I don't know if he has access to any stronger teleports. I don't know where to start. I just have a very lousy sketch,
Said
and
you last saw him in an explosion?
yeah, the one I caused.
Where would that been?
I recaps backstory for Eni.
Okay. Why don't we start there?
We were just
Oh, we were? Sorry.
did you
Well,
not?
I...
My sister told us yesterday.
Jared's
Where's
just
Ginger?
smiling.
Picks up Ginger and just goes
Sorry about that. I was a
Ah!
bit distracted.
into her fur.
Hmm.
Well, if anything else, I would like to deliver the shadow fragments as materials sooner rather than later to at least mitigate some of the costs of the sword still under development.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. That making sure we can get you and Mina's equipment is important.
For right now, just trust your family will be alright and they can handle themselves, okay?
Yeah.
And if anything, multiple people have magics to communicate to you from large distances, so if someone finds something, you'll be informed, one way or another,
Then we'll deal with it.
and
Yeah.
then we'll deal with it.
Precisely.
Sorry, I'm just having a meltdown over one thing or another, aren't I?
Jared bites his tongue.
You can say yes.
Even being given permission, he bites his tongue.
It's
He has learned.
understandable.
He has learned indeed.
Edie shrugs. It's understandable. Again, you thought someone who was supposed to be dead is back. And is, pretty upset with you. So of course you'd be upset. Don't apologize for it.
Right. After all, he's the one who ruined my life, after all.
Mm-hmm. And we'll ruin his.
Yes, we will.
We got your back, okay?
Thank you. And just...
Edie sighs.
We have a
"Do you
lot
need
of people
hug?"
to worry about, and I was hoping I wouldn't add to it.
Yeah, Edie sighs and it just reaches out her hands. Do you need a hug?
Yes.
Just with another sigh, we'll go over and hug him. There.
We'll just, like, pat on his head, that's what I'm imagining.
She is small, so she is just at his,
He is,
chest
like, 2
level.
inches taller than Edie.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He's 5'3".
Yeah, just pat, and then we'll just, take a step back and kinda shiver a bit. Ugh, that was weird.
Ew, I gave affection.
Ginger barks and then goes running off.
Hey, Ginger, where are you going?
He comes back with Autumn in tow.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you saw another squirrel. Hi.
Hi. Why did Ginger bring me here?
I started venting about what happened yesterday, and Ginger got worried.
She just goes over and hugs you.
I hug her back.
Ginger goes over to
Don't
Edie.
kill him. You have to get some hits in. You have to bonk him with your staff.
I will. Ginger goes over to Edie and just looks at her.
Edie will look down at the small dog. Uh-huh.
Walks off.
We'll look over to Ember. You have no idea what she said.
Autumn, do you have any idea what she said? Can you ask?
I'll ask. The gist is, that's how you do it. That's how you give a hug.
Okay. I am being chastised.
She
by
said
a
this
small
is how you
dog.
give a hug.
I'm sorry. It's just like Ginger being a therapy dog, and then it's like, oh, it's like Ginger's a therapy dog, and also it's like, oh, if Ember needs hugs, there's a perfect person here. Edie's bad at giving hugs. Just this kind of perfect.
I am being chastised by a small dog.
Yeah.
Option to get that reference.
Anyway. Are there any other scenes?
No.
Mm-mm.
Alright, so you all...
Yeah, I think turn in. Ember's gonna cuddle with his girlfriend some more while he can.
Yeah.
I think if possible, he's gonna see if there's any sort of like trinket he can buy to give her, just as a little present, like a necklace or something.
I mean, you could also have had your dad make one. Or see
Damn
if he
it!
had one. We can say...
I thought it would take too long.
Well, we can say you got one from your dad.
Yeah. Oh look, my dad made this for me off screen.
Yeah.
La, da, 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 da.
Jared,
Yes.
during the night, you dream. You see the symbol of your old patron. And then it kind of turns on its side and stretches to become a bow, which then points right at you. And then there
You
is
ready for combat?
there is a whisk of shadow as I think you wake up in the middle of the night. One moment, I have to look up something really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, more shadow monsters.
Well, not necessarily, because Jared also does shadow stuff.
And depending on what the real world is like, I can give a brief descriptor of what he reflexively does as the wisp of shadow comes at him.
I need a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. I am decent at those. Oh, not when it rolls to a 2. 7 total.
Alright. You are mentally just super exhausted. That's 13 points of psychic damage.
Oof.
Fun.
And yeah, I think you guys are probably taking the, like, infirmary to sleep in for beds.
Yeah, and I think there is a like large room that does have like a lot of cots in it.
Yeah.
Because there's a few small rooms and then there is a big room.
Yeah. So how does Jared wake up?
As the arrow of darkness flies at him, he reflexively tries to block or catch it. And, you know, that doesn't quite work when it's shadow in a dreamscape, so it just goes right through his hand into his head, which would cause the psychic damage, and wakes up from that, and he seems he seems on alert now because that's not great. He's going to basically he is going to I think he's going to basically try to be on alert for a good while, because that's not a good sign if he had that kind of a dream. And he is going to basically keep an eye out for if he until he feels himself growing tired again. He's just going to keep an eye and ear out for anything suspicious. He's basically going to keep his own watch.
All right. Nothing comes, but you eventually, the exhaustion takes you and you fall asleep. Next morning, unless anyone wants to have any scenes, again, montaging, Maisie will transport via plants you guys back to the matron's city.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. You all, for expedition's sake, you all get to, you go to her and she gives you the 200 each reward she promised.
Alright.
Kindly.
No, thank you. Jared, you are able to provide the shards. They will waive the material cost, so you only have to deal with the crafting cost.
Mm-hmm. And remind me again how much that was?
If I remember correctly, it was gonna be like 5,000 total, and then or like 4,000 total, and then that the material cost is half of it.
Okay, so I gotta deal with 2,000, which squint. I have a quarter of that.
We'll have to check back later.
Yeah, it will have to be held on to until sufficient funds are available.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything they want to do?
Jared would inform the others of the dream that he had, and after he summarizes the quick contents of it, he will warn, I don't know what it means besides just spite, anger, and pain at abandonment, perhaps. However, it could mean something more. There may be eyes on me. Be careful
Then we will put
and be
them out.
aware.
Fair enough.
Should we?
Yes?
Oh. The matron's daughter was aware of magic. Should we ask her about this? See if she.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Looking to Jared after our talk yesterday.
There is always the chance of that. But I personally believe that while it wouldn't hurt to gain another's opinion on the arcane, I would also like to not involve them anymore in, to phrase it quite bluntly and succinctly, my issues.
All right. That's fair.
If-
I was gonna
If
see
the
if I
ma-
could talk to her about
Yes.
something
If you're
something else anyway, but you
if if you had another topic
won't
in
mention
mind that you wanted, no, it's perfectly fine. If you're going anyway, then I see no reason not to bring it up.
know. Okay.
All right. Brain. So Ember and Jared are going that way. What are Eni and Mina
I guess
doing?
it could just be Ember going.
Fair enough.
Like, so
Yeah.
if Jared doesn't want to come and Ember can also like not say specifically. He can not name drop Jared. Just be it's like, hey, so there was this thing that happened. So,
Yeah, no, he would definitely follow along because it's better to have as much information as possible, and he's the one who had the dream, he's the one who felt the effects, and he's the one who has the most context for things that have been going on with him recently, so he would volunteer information to help get a more definitive answer.
Got it.
okay.
What are Mina and Eni doing?
Mina would probably, because I don't remember how much the armor is going to cost, so she would probably go and see if there's any way that she could assist in also getting that cost down.
Yeah. With the dragon parts you provided, specifically the heart, that already covered material cost.
Okay.
Yeah. Eni?
I guess Eni would most likely, I guess, just be kind of looking around, seeing if there's any more potential work about, since sounds like we'll be needing more funds.
Yeah. You go to the job board, and you actually notice two figures at it. One in a kind of bronzish gold kind of cloak. They're back to you. And the other, a deep elf. So kind of like bluish purple skin. The deep elf is pinning up a thing. What do you do?
Eni is mostly just looking at the board, seeing what they're pinning up.
Yeah, it is a assistance wanted for bounty. I did not pre-prep this, so sorry. This is off the dome.
No worries.
Basic gist is that there is a individual wanted for a few murders for banditry and poaching, and he has been spotted in the city. And then there is also reason to believe that he may be a danger to other individuals. Pays pretty well.
Sounds like quite a rogue. Look, she says, looking at the poster.
Yeah. Got a nice target there, and he's got a whole gang behind him, so we're gonna need some assistance. You up for it?
To check with the other people I'm traveling with, but we do need funds, and that sounds like might be just what we're looking for.
Well then, you could, guess I could not put this up for a while and see if your group wants. You can meet us at, gives a name of an inn.
Name of inn. Insert here.
Exactly.
Okay, is
Sounds like
there
a
like
plan.
a random in-name generator?
There is, I don't have it pulled up.
I do have a book for it.
I would say the name of the inn is, the Star's Mirror.
Okay. Gotcha. Stars Mirror?
Yep.
Alright then. If they take interest in it, we'll see you there.
Alright.
She'll say, taking the poster. If you don't mind.
Well, I'm gonna need to keep it just in case
Okay.
you don't take the job.
Fair enough. She'll then take out like a scratch piece of paper and just write the information down. And then hand the poster back. There you go.
See you later today.
See ya. And with a wave, Edie will head out. Probably head to the blacksmith, which is closest.
Just
to
to
find
check. Just to check, because I have a reveal I want to do at the for this bit. Does everyone accept the job?
Yeah.
Jared would, yeah.
Something to do.
So we'll flash forward a bit. We'll flash back to Jared and Ember's talk with the Star Reborn at the top of the next session. But you all go to meet them, and the deep elf individual is sitting at a table with her companion as you all come in. Ah, see, you brought the party here. Taking the job?
I believe we will.
And the
Just
hooded
a single nod.
figure. Well, I'm glad to know that this time we'll be officially working together. She removes her hood, and it is the same Lieutenant of the Tyrant who you all met after stopping the border guards. And that's where we'll call the session.
Oh, Nina is conflicted now.
Oh, no.
That reveals much better to pull at the end of a session, and then we'll flash back than to do in the
Yeah.
middle.
Oh, fair and understandable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Hope everyone enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Ember couldn't catch a break on his nice vacation.
I mean, to be fair, it was partly my fault, so.
Anyway, have a good night, chat. Thank you, players.
Right.
Thank you, chat.
Alright. See
Thank
ya.
you all.
Whoa.
Have a good